Hi everybody, it's me again, Jack Wallen, and it has been a while, hasn't it? Hoo boy. So, first off, I need to talk about something before I talk about something else. And that something is Me and My Muse episode 1, aka Wake Up, happened. It opened, audiences absolutely loved it, and I was gobsmacked by how successful it was. And it, it, it was an absolute dream come true. The audiences loved it so much that I had people signing up for a mailing list that I created so that they would be notified when the next episode opened. And I couldn't believe how many people signed up. And it was crazy watching or knowing that an audience was so glued to what was being said on stage that not one person looked at their watch or wondered how much longer. It was fantastic. It truly was fantastic. And the people I had working with me to pull this off were just amazing. And my partner in crime on stage, Keith McGill, was absolutely wonderful. The director, Sharon Kinnison, was amazing. And the crew, Meryl Simmons and Iman Ali, I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to help bring this thing to life. And I will put a link. We filmed it the last 2 nights we filmed it, and I got a good film. It was interesting because the I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about me and video audio. The audio got out of sync. It started to drift the longer the thing went on. It was about an hour, and there were things I probably could have done to fix it, but in the end, when I was editing the video, sorry about that noise. I had to literally watch every second of it and cut and move audio so that it matched up with our mouths. And it was tedious, but it's done. I will put a link to the video, to the first episode, in the description of this video so you can watch it. And I'm going to record every one of them. So, and hopefully the next time I'm going to do a better job of recording it. I'm going to add an extra day to the schedule so that we can really do what I want to do with the filming. But here's the thing about that. The night before the show was going to open, I left rehearsal thinking, this is going to fail. People are going to hate it. They're going to hate me. They're going to hate the words. It's just going to fail. And the imposter syndrome was thick and heavy and juicy on me. I woke up the next day and I said, just listen to the words you wrote. And as soon as I said that, I thought, oh, it's going to be okay. And lo and behold, it was. And what I want you to take away from this is that if you have a dream to do something, whether it be artistic or whatever, do it. This was probably one of the most difficult projects I've ever undertaken. And to my shock, it went so smoothly. And I thought in the end, what was I so afraid of? And I have never, it's a very rare occasion that I can say I'm really, truly proud of something. And this time around, there is no doubt. I was and am profoundly proud of what we created on that stage. And I hope that when you watch the video, first and foremost, understand that it was filmed from the audience in one take. So it's not exactly what you might expect it to be, but just understand when you watch it. And I did the best job I could with making it look good and sound good. So But please, please watch it, and know that we put our hearts into that thing. And I have to check on something because I don't know. Did I turn my mic back on? I did. I did turn my mic back on. Sorry about that. I was looking at my monitor. I was like, wait a minute. There's no audio. Little audio levels. Maybe I could finish recording this and realize that audio bit me in the butt one more time. Ah. Okay. So enough of that. What do I want to talk about now? I want to talk about boundaries. This is a really tough subject, especially given that all of my life, from childhood to now, I have been really, really, really bad at setting and keeping boundaries. The way I lived my life was pretty much, oh, I'm sorry, what I did, what I wanted to do, how I dress, or my personality, it offends you, or it you don't like it, or it goes against something. So I say, oh, I'm sorry, I'll change. I will change whatever it is about me that doesn't work for you, so that there is no drama, no conflict, and so that your life is easier. And I've been that way since childhood, because I learned in my childhood that I had to do that because of well, mostly my mother. Okay, all of my mother. And I had to be the perfect child. I had to make sure that everything I did, everything I said, was okay with my mother, that she accepted it. Because if she didn't, I would be in trouble. And when me and my sister got in trouble at our house, it meant bad things, very bad things. So I learned this at an early age. And I carried that with me into adulthood. And to the point that I just at some point said, well, who I am and what I am doesn't matter as much as pleasing other people, as not getting in the way of other people, as in making sure that everything I am, say, and do and look doesn't cause discomfort or conflict for another person. And just recently, as in yesterday, I realized that I can't do that anymore, that I have to set boundaries. And I have to set them such that I adhere to them with every ounce of strength and energy I can. Because all of a sudden I realized that by doing that, I am sacrificing who I am because of someone else's opinion, because of someone else's choices. And all of a sudden I realized that, oh, you don't like the way I dress? Well, that's on you. That's not on me. If you don't like the way I dress, or if you're not comfortable with the way I dress, if we're out in public together and I'm wearing what I wear, which goes against so many norms, and you're uncomfortable with it, that's not my problem. That's your problem to, and I mean you're in the general universal you're, not you. That's your problem. That is your problem to deal with. And you may very well say, well, if you're going to dress like that, I can't be with you in public. And I can say, that's fine. That's your choice to make. But previous Jack, the Jack from prior to yesterday, would have said, oh, no. I'll not dress like this ever again when I'm with you, ever. Because I don't want to, I don't, whatever, because I don't have any boundaries. And I want to make sure that I am pleasing to you, that I am there for you, that I can and am willing to give up who I am for you. And then I started thinking, well, okay, but what are they giving up for me? Because life is a two-way street. Because when life is just me sacrificing, me giving, and never getting back, there's an imbalance there. And it is not tenable. You can't, and trust me, as someone who has tried so hard to keep up that facade, eventually it takes you down. Eventually you realize that you have sacrificed so much of yourself that there's nothing left. And that's what I started to realize. When I wake up one morning and go, what's left of me? Who am I? What am I? Do I matter? And when I say do I matter, I mean who I am and what I am and why I am. Does it matter to you, to other people? Because clearly I have had to sacrifice so much of me so that other people aren't uncomfortable, that I've stripped away everything that makes me unique. And I don't know about you, but being unique is very important to me because it's who I am. And I can't do that anymore. I can't sacrifice me for someone else's opinion. If you're not comfortable out in public with a man wearing a skirt or a dress, then you probably don't want to hang around me. Because I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me from now on. And I'm sorry if me isn't okay with you. But I've had enough. I've had enough sacrificing and giving and not getting. So I've put up boundaries. I've said, this is one of my boundaries. One of my boundaries is I'm going to be me. I'm going to be my authentic self because it's not only important to me, it's how I'm comfortable. It's how I want to live my life. And it's more than how I want to live my life. It's how I need to live my life. I need to be authentic to myself. And I can't be authentic to myself if I don't have boundaries. And if those boundaries don't include, well, if you're not okay with me, then that's on you. That is no longer on me. Now, that doesn't mean that I can just get away with anything. That's not the case. I'm still am and will be as good a person as I can be. I still and will be kind. And I will still do good deeds. And I will still treat you with respect and kindness and love. But I have to be honest with me. I have to be able to look in the mirror at the end of the day and say, you were honest to yourself. You were your unique self today, from when you woke up to now. And I can go to sleep feeling proud of myself. Just like I was proud of myself for pulling off something that a lot of people didn't think I'd be able to pull off, being Me and My Muse. I pulled it off. Out of sheer force of will, I made that thing happen. And if I can do that, I can be authentic to myself. And you know what? There have been a few times over the past few years when I've been recording this video series where I thought maybe I should tone me down. I should just wear a t-shirt and just be what everybody else expects me to be instead of just being me. Well, that ends now. I'm just whatever I want to wear when I'm recording these videos because they're my videos. I'm going to wear. And if there's someone watching these videos and they go, oh, that's wrong. I don't like that. Oh, that goes against all of society's norms. Well, then bye-bye. You don't have to watch. You don't have to look at me. Go somewhere else. Find another YouTube channel to look at. Find a dude in khaki pants and a blue button down. No offense to you if you wear a blue button down and khaki pants, because you do you. But that's not me. I don't own a suit. I don't own a tie. I don't own a pair of khaki pants and a blue button down. I just don't. So, in the end, what I would ask of you is to take stock of who you are. Take stock of what's important to you. Not necessarily what's important out in the world, because that's a totally different beast. What's important to you about you? What makes you authentic? What makes you feel authentic? When you go out into the world, or better yet, when you are at home, when you're in the privacy of your home, when you're behind the front door, when you're alone, or you're with your loved ones who accept you for whatever you are, who are you? What makes you you when you're alone? Think about that. Because that, my friends, is the authentic you. That's not the you when you go out in public that you put on this mask and you look and behave a certain way in public. What's the you in private? What unique things? What is unique about you when you're in private? And once you've kind of assessed that, and you've made mental notes of all of those things that make you you, that make you unique, once you've figured that out, what in that list can you carry out into the public without risking yourself? Because I know that there are places in this town in which I live, or in this state in which I live, or this country in which I live, or this world in which I live, where it might not be safe for me to walk out into that area in a ball gown. So I have to know those things. But if you just think about this, if you were to just walk out of your house or your apartment or your abode in a place that you would consider safe, what private things can you carry out there? What things that are unique to you can you carry outside safely and comfortably? Now, I know when I first, decades ago, when I first realized who and what I was, I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the courage to walk out in public as the authentic me. And it took me, like I said, it took me decades to get to the point where I just walk outside. I'm like, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think about how I look or about what I'm dressing. how I'm dressing or the music that I'm listening to or whatever. I don't care because your opinion is on you. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with you. So let's just kind of have that give and take here where I'm comfortable with you, and if you're not comfortable with me, turn around and walk away. Or wait till I walk away. I'll just get out of your life, and you don't have to, you can go home to whoever and say, "You're not going to believe this. I saw a man in a dress. Oh my God." I was at a grocery store, walking out of the grocery store. I don't remember what I was wearing, but it was obviously something that wasn't society norm. And this probably 20-something-year-old woman was just looking at me. So I stopped and I said, "Would you like to take your phone out and take a photo of me? Because if you take the photo of me, it'll last longer. And you can show it to all your friends and say, 'Look what I saw.'" I know. I know I get looks. I went out to a pizza place today, which was actually called the Best Pizza in Kentucky by CNN or somebody. And I was wearing this. It's a linen dress. And there were people staring, and there were people not staring. And guess what? I walked out of that place and I didn't die. I didn't die from shame or embarrassment. And even better, I didn't care. I didn't care that people were staring at me. Let them stare. Because at this point in my life, I have started to realize that the more authentic I am outside of my home, the more I normalize that. And the more people see me the way I truly am, that eventually they'll go, "Oh yeah, of course." And eventually they'll get to the point where, wait, what? You're in pants? No, that's not right. Go back inside, take those pants off. And I don't like this. And I did, actually, I did declare for me that September, which is now, is No Pants September. Huzzah. Anyway, boundaries are so important to your mental and emotional well-being. And if you have been like me most of your life and you are terrible at setting boundaries, it is time, my friends, that you do. It's hard. It is very hard. It feels selfish. It feels wrong. But I'm here to tell you right now that it is neither of those things. It is neither selfish nor wrong for you to set these boundaries, because those boundaries are going to make a huge difference in your life. And eventually, once you've set those boundaries, and as people interact with you with those boundaries up, they're going to accept them. And they're going to honor them. And your life is going to be so much better. And I'll remind you right now, there's going to be a linky link in the description to the first episode of Me and My Muse. Please watch it. It's only an hour long, and I promise you, you will not regret spending that hour watching this. Thank you so very much for being patient with me while I kind of get back to some semblance of normalcy in my life now that the show's over. Although I immediately started planning and plotting and scheming for the next episode, which hopefully will happen at the beginning of next year. But thank you. And thank you for being a part of my world. And thank you so much for just accepting my authentic self. Because that, my friends, means the world to me. Thank you so very much. And I hope that you and everyone you know and love have a wonderful, wonderful day.